Hi there, my bearded friends. Ruben from the Ruby Tuesday here, ready to pour you a tall glass of thoughts on Netflix's latest limited series, Apple Cider Vinegar. Now, I know what you're thinking. Ruben, is this a documentary about the health benefits of fermented apples? Nope. It's even juicier than that. This is a true-ish crime drama about lies, deception, and the downfall of a wellness influencer, Bella Gibson. And let me tell you, this is more tart than sweet. Let's talk about the creators, directors, and writers. So this show comes from the ever-talented Samantha Strauss, who you might know from Nine Perfect Strangers. She's got a knack for peeling back the layers of characters who present one thing to the world, while hiding something much darker underneath. Writing duties are shared by Anya Beiersdorf and Angela Betzin, who craft a script that is both a biting social critique and a tense character study, pulling in what's real to be integrated into a true-ish story, making watching this as interesting as the real-life thing, even if it makes you sick to your stomach while watching. It's still riveting because the writing is so well executed. Each episode reveals more and more of the demented reasoning of a psychopath. It's a sickening story told brilliantly. The series is directed by Jeffrey Walker, who balances the glitzy, influencer-driven world of Instagram wellness with the dark, unraveling reality behind the curtain. He does a fantastic job ensuring we feel the contrast between Gibson's picture-perfect outline persona and the ugly truth hidden underneath. It's like looking at an apple that's perfectly shiny on the outside, but completely rotten when you take a bite. Cinematography and the editing. The cinematography here is gorgeous, and that's not just me associating adjectives to the cinematography word. Capturing the sleek, minimalistic aesthetic of the wellness industry with clean white spaces, pastel smoothie bowls, and golden hour yoga sessions. Those are kind of the aesthetics that you get in here. But as the story progresses, the visual tones shift. We start seeing more shadowy, claustrophobic shots that reflect the world closing in on Gibson. There's a particularly brilliant visual moment where her once bright life comes all crashing down, and the visual aesthetic of this is shown with a shower scene and shows the reality of a foreshadowing of the shining world crumbling to pieces. The editing to complement this is sharp, cutting between the polished world of the social media posts and the raw, unfiltered moments of Gibson's real life. One moment she's selling her bullshit in a bright and airy Instagram video, or in person, as she is always wearing this fake persona of an authentic, real person through the manipulation of emotional blackmailing or the fake pageantry that goes along with this lie. And then in the next scene, you see her in her car losing her shit once again. The car as a motif, or her travels rather, as a motif to show the walls are closing in on her is fantastic. You see her stuck between people on an airplane seat and in her car or her house. The color palette will be a bit darker or a bit sharper. The glamour becomes less appealing. It's this fantastic contrast that makes you feel like you're watching a slow burn motion train wreck. It has tangible atmosphere. So the cast and performances. Caitlin Dever nails it as Bella Gibson. She has that charming, doe-eyed innocence while also revealing the unsettling undercurrent of manipulation underneath. She's got that kind of performance where you're both sympathize in moments with her, I say in moments, and then completely are horrified by her choices. She's easy to hate in this, and a perfect villain, and Caitlin is near perfect as that character. Then we have Alicia Debnam Carey, who plays Miller Blake as a made-up character to add into the story from the real-life version. Gibson's rival, basically, even if she doesn't know it at first. And she's phenomenal. Her story is real and everything Bella wants to be. But as the cracks in the story begin to show, she becomes our anchor to reality, often in a very brutal and honest way. Watching her realize that she's been lied to slowly, bit by bit, is one of the most, powerful moments in the show. And also angering. Cue images of me as Homer strangling someone.
Choke on your lies!
That's how angry you might get. There are many other actors in this series that have emotional heft and impact when needed. From journalists to mothers and fathers with children with cancer, they show the harrowing impact of lies being told over other lies to cover up those lies. This cast is excellent and brings authenticity to a very dark story. Of course, talking about the score and sound design. First, the score is subtle and effective. The early episodes have a soft, almost meditative soundtrack, gentle piano, soft synths, something you'd hear in a yoga class or mindfulness app. But as things start to unravel, the music changes. It becomes more discordant, with off-kilter notes creeping in, making you feel the growing tension and anxiety. Themes and real-world impact. One of the things Apple Cider Vinegar does so well is tackling the dark side of influencer culture. It asks some really important questions. How much do we trust people we follow online? How easily can one charismatic person convince thousands or millions of people to believe in a lie? And at what cost? The show really highlights the ripple effect of Gibson's deception. She doesn't just lie about having cancer, she profited off of it, convincing vulnerable people to abandon real medical treatments in favor of her so-called wellness remedies. She should actually be arrested for manslaughter in real life, and yet she is still yet to have paid the fine imposed on her, at least at the recording of this review. So the emotional weight of this is heavy, and the series does not shy away from showing those consequences. It's a painful but necessary watch, reminding us that not everything that glitters on Instagram and all social media is gold. Or in this case, not every miracle cure is worth drinking the Kool-Aid or apple cider vinegar for. It also delves into the psychology of lying. Why do people fabricate stories like this? Is it just for money, or is there something deeper going on? The show doesn't give easy answers, but it definitely makes you think. So my final thoughts is this. Is apple cider vinegar worth watching? Absolutely. It's well crafted, well acted, beautifully shot, and offers a scathing look at the world of online wellness culture. It's gripping, thought-provoking, and honestly a little scary in how real it all feels. That said, it's not a perfect series. Some parts feel slightly rushed, and I wish we had a little bit more time exploring Gibson's early years. What led her to tell such a massive lie in the first place? I also think that because this story is largely known already, because it's based on a true-ish story, you may be turned off by the fact that it's 6 long episodes and wonder how they can drag that story out so much. But there is actually a lot to unpack here, so it is well worth your time, so long as you don't get so angry at the story that you throw your TV remote through the TV. Overall, it's an excellent watch that will stay with you long after the credits have rolled. I'm giving Apple Cider Vinegar 4 out of 5 Nicolas Cages.
You got one.
It's not quite a complete masterpiece, but it has that so horrible it's good appeal. Except in this case, it's genuinely good and real awful. But you can't tear your eyes away from its appeal. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this review and found it informative, please show your care by watching another one of my reviews that will be recommended at any time now to you. But until next time, remember, live long and Tuesday.